La 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 la. All messages. Oh, we need a little more. That works for me. Hello, friend. Apparently, I have a delay. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Stephen, hello. How are you? I'm finally doing my crime stuff. I'm so proud of myself. Whew. Enough shenanigans, right? Subi, hello. Hope you're well. I am. I made my rounds today in other people's lives, which was great. I was not super busy today with my normal job. So that was nice. I like to be able to support everyone if I'm able to. And a lot of times, you know, I can pop in, but I can't stay for very long. So I try not to make myself known just because I hate to be that person to get in there and then turn around and leave. You know what I mean? Hello, Brady. How are you? We was laughing in beer guts. Oh, yes. Yes, we were. I like to give beer guts some crap. And because, like I was saying, I don't know if you caught that, Andrew, I used to run the solar sites in my area. So I was running 9 different solar sites, and I had employed over 400 people all at one time, and most of them were men. So I tend to get a kick out of the guys' chats as opposed to some of the females. Nothing personal against the ladies, but they tend to be a little more laid back and fun. So, Cowboy, how are you? Brady, I'm doing well. Oh yes, I hear you. Yeah, there was very few females. I want to say, gosh, there was maybe 10 females out of the 400 plus people that that I had employed were actually females. And most of them it was because it was like their boyfriend was working. So, Total Tech, hello. Mac, that is a very, very, very long name. Hi, how are you? Gus, hello. It's good to see everyone in here. I was trying to get this done early. That way other people can go live later. It is a Friday, so I didn't want to hog everything up. Hey, Wyatt! Wyatt, I was trying to get this done early so that way you can do your thing. So 4 o'clock seemed to work really well the one time I did it. I'm good, thanks, working in a lot of 80-hour weeks. Cowboy, when did you decide retirement is upon yourself? Did you give yourself a date yet? Exactly Tech, TGIF. Love you, girl. Well, thank you. It's Andrea, right? I'm sure I'm saying that correctly. It's not like Andrea. Andrea, I'm assuming. April. Oh, nice. Hola, buenas noches, en salido desde España. Oh, well, thank you. I don't know what that last part says because unfortunately I don't speak Spanish like I should. Hi, Bailey. How are you? Oh, perfect. Can't wait to see my woman more often, having her close to me Wednesday. Awesome, Brady. That's great. Are your lungs black from the vape? Nope. Unfortunately, no. I still get to be on this earth a little while longer. Hello, Henry. Sanal, hello. How was your food that you got? What's on the list tonight of crime? Maybe child abuse, Gates? No, Wyatt, not yet. Not yet. You can't just throw that stuff out there. We need to be very, very cautious. So she's gonna be my neighbor. Awesome. Do you listen to Maroon 5? So Holden, I actually saw Maroon 5 in concert, and I was highly disappointed in Adam Levine's actual voice because auto-tune is something that man needs, and he sings horribly. So no, I don't care for Maroon 5. No baby talk. It's Miss Rainey. Be respectful, right? You saw Maroon 5? I did. And it wasn't that great. I'm not a big fan. If you declare Jesus is Lord and believe it in your heart, raise him from the dead, you will be saved. Well, thank you. I didn't try it yet. Oh, Sanaa, what are we waiting on? Why didn't we try our food yet? Where are you in this world? I'm in the United States. Never heard of that band. What? You must have misheard. He's an amazing singer. If you have not seen him live, he needs auto-tune. Unless the music was off. But when I heard the voice come out of his face on stage, it was not what I expected. So he just got home. Nice. Nice. So I'm going to give this a few more minutes. The microphone was maybe broken, maybe Holden. We'll go with that. I'll let you live that Adam's voice is fantastic, right? We'll go with that. We're checking Norris. Nice, Hulk. Last concert was in 1984. Oh my, Gus, you need to get out and go see some things. We are ready when you are. Backyard, we have to give it a few more minutes. Usually I give it like 7 or 8 minutes just to make sure that the regulars that like to hear this stuff join. So Wyatt, be patient, please, and thank you. May I ask what was with the fireworks? Stephen, I'm not sure. When I originally heard the loud boom, it was just one. And I am in the mountains, so hearing loud booms and yes, exactly, like Carolyn, for sure. So when I heard the one boom, it was loud enough that it shook the windows on the house. And I have had hunters hunt across the river from us. So I thought, well, this is weird because hunting season is over and it's not typical of someone to be hunting that close. Usually you'll hear the gunshots further up in the mountains, but yeah. And then I went outside or I used the restroom or something and I ended up hearing it again. And that's when I went outside and recorded. So we do have a neighbor that's on the other side of the river and up kind of slightly on the hill, kind of where you saw those Christmas lights. They do have like Christmas lights on the bridge that goes over the river to get there. But it looked like to me like those fireworks were coming from higher up the mountain. So I'm not sure. I love the sweatshirt. Thank you. I love it. It's my favorite. So if you don't know, Miss Rainey partaked in some shenanigans in her younger years. Hello, Larry. And this is a fantastic memory of the people I used to hang out with. Old English malt liquor. 40 ounce. Oh yeah, I'm an Old English. I'm going to eat. See y'all. Thank you, Cowboy, for stopping in. Don't overwork yourself. You got a little time left, so stay healthy, sir, and rested. Hello, Wayne. All right. I lost myself at a party. Oh man, my contacts are being funky. Okay, guys. So let's make sure I didn't miss anyone here. All right. So, oh, hello, Tori. Good to see you. Get a Zima t-shirt. I don't care for Zima, and if I get anything, it'll be a sweatshirt, not a t-shirt. But the one thing that I used to drink back in the day was Alizé, which they still have today. So, you know, let's talk crime. Allie, good to see you. All right, guys. So I went through, as you know, I have not been doing crime and I'm very disappointed. So the new year is coming upon me and I need to get my life in order. And I keep saying that every single time. But now that this will not be a part of my life soon, I'm hoping that frees up some spare time and clears my mind. In the meantime, I do have my drink in my fancy cup, which I think I've had this last time. Don't be the bigger person today, be the problem. Always be the problem. That's important. So, I'm having my Crown Apple and Cran. It is Friday. I've only got a few days left before That is non-existent in my life. So that is what's going to happen. Oh, we've been doing crime. Yeah, yeah, I watched a little bit of that last night. Isn't it an excellent cup? I got it on my vacation. Freaking love it. Hello, Paul. Okay, so if you're new here, which I don't think anyone is, but if you are new, welcome. So typically, what I would talk about here is true current event crimes that are going on currently. Most of these, well, all of these are. Are you giving up alcohol? Yes, I am. I am. I need a break. I'm new to the channel. Welcome, Tori. Welcome. Um, if you're new here, typically I'll talk about crime. Some of it is unaliving. Some of it is just abuse. Some of it is neglect. Some of the articles that I found today are, let's just say, it's going to make you think twice when you go to the supermarket next time you go. And you're going to be disgusted. And hopefully, this is an 18-year-old and up chat. So if you are under that, I appreciate you and I love you, but can't have you here. So no, you cannot, Frosty Cupcake, not even a little bit. So we'll get this started. Please know, hello, troll. Yes, horrible stuff, Gus, horrible stuff. So if you are triggered in any way by trauma, things you've dealt with in your life, or things that you've personally seen, I understand. Please scroll away because I don't want you to be triggered or have more trauma than you may already deal with. So this is an 18. I'm going to pin that. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So the first one is this just happened recently. Thank you, thank you. Creator, I did see you. I appreciate you. All right, so the title reads, Good Samaritan found dead on rugged dirt road near smoldering vehicle after being lured away by stranger who claimed to have car trouble. Hello, hello, new friends. All right, a Good Samaritan from Arizona who had a huge caring heart was found dead on Christmas Eve, 14 miles from his house on a rugged dirt road after being lured away by a stranger who claimed to have car trouble. The Hollywood Party Man. We can, Holden, but not yet. A lot of people don't want to talk about that in that chat, in this chat. I don't mind, but you know. He was murdered, daughter of victim Paul Clifford wrote in a Facebook post. This week, after her father's body was discovered Tuesday in the area of Reddington Pass Road in San Pedro River in Pima County near Tucson. He took my truck to go jumpstart someone's vehicle. Police believe Clifford, 53, was killed sometime after 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday after he agreed to help out a stranger who came to his door, alleging he had car trouble. It's unclear how Clifford died, with cops only revealing that it was a homicide. Preliminary findings indicate that the victim was approached at his residence by a male subject who claimed to be experiencing car trouble and requested assistance. When the victim did not return home, concerned family members contacted law enforcement. Vinning wrote on Facebook that police tracked her truck to Reddington Pass after Clifford's family reported him missing. Tragically, the victim of this incident was later found deceased near a smoldering vehicle. A GoFundMe page launched by Clifford's family describes him as a gentle giant who enjoyed helping and caring for others. I am at a loss for my mom and doing everything in my power to support her at this time. Authorities believe Clifford's murder was potentially related to a stolen vehicle, according to the police. It's unclear whether the car that was found smoldering was his truck. On December 24th, 2024, so obviously a few days ago, at approximately 1:20 a.m., deputies from the Pima County Sheriff's Department responded to a report of suspicious activity in the vicinity of the 14,000th North San Pedro River Road. While en route to the incident location, deputies discovered information which led them to believe the incident was potentially related to a stolen vehicle. Deputies began efforts to locate all parties involved. Deputies subsequently located the stolen vehicle at an apartment complex near Prince Road and Roger Road. Oh. Police are seeking anyone with information on Clifford's death to contact the sheriff's department as the investigation remains active. No information has been released on possible suspects or motives. So that's sad. How formal? What's going on? Nacho! Why does no one say hey, Holden? I said hey. I said hey. Yeah, so they do not have a suspect, which is pretty sad. Pretty sad with that one. Hello. Okay, let's move on. You're gonna like this one. I mean, you might not like it. It's just kind of sort of comical, but not really, because he assaulted parishioners, but it's still kind of comical what he did a little bit, just based on the thing. Tangerine throwing menace poured whiskey into holy water during midnight mass. So not all of these are going to be unaliving. A Maryland man was arrested on Christmas Eve after disrupting church services at 2 different churches and allegedly pouring whiskey into the holy water. Thomas Campbell Boeing von Gotz, 56, was taken into custody on December 24th after incidents at the Holy Angels Catholic Church in Avenue, Maryland. According to a news release from the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office, he assaulted parishioners with produce at one church and then poured whiskey into the holy water at the second location. He also allegedly threatened to harm someone with the whiskey bottle. The first incident at the Holy Angels Church took place during a 5 p.m. service. Police said that he approached the altar and dropped an onion in the aisle, disrupting the service. After he was escorted outside by someone in attendance, he allegedly assaulted them by throwing tangerines at them. But after that, he allegedly, his terror did not end there. During a midnight mass service at St. Francis's, he allegedly interrupted services again when he poured whiskey into the holy water and threatened to harm the people around him. He was once again escorted out of the building, but once he was outside, he allegedly tried to assault them with his whiskey bottle. Parishioners detained him until deputies arrived, at which point they took him to St. Mary's Hospital to be evaluated. The sheriff's office did not disclose what came of the evaluation. He was arrested on December 26th and charged with several offenses: second-degree assault, disorderly conduct, defacing religious property, religious crime against a group, obstructing a religious exercise, threat of mass violence, and disturbing the peace. He is currently being held at St. Mary's Detention Center until his first court date. So, I'm trying to find ones that are not so rough. I mean, it's kind of silly, I know, but putting whiskey in the holy water is kind of comical to me. Not the other parts, like throwing tangerines at someone, but, you know. Who's the guy? Who was that guy? How killed the CEO? The Luigi guy? I don't know if it was him. I think it was him, but I don't know. I wasn't there. Tangerines. I don't know if I should laugh or cry. The whiskey part is what got me. Imagine going into a church service and being like, y'all need this in your life, and just pouring whiskey in the holy water. Obviously, that's not appropriate, but has anyone ever thrown a tangerine at you, Miss Rainey? I've had things thrown at me. Not a tangerine. I'm pretty sure bigger things, but not a tangerine. So you're probably right. But he did drop an onion at the altar, or in the aisle, so apparently he wasn't all the way there. Can't spell too good. That's okay, Stephen. I know what you're saying. Okay, so this one, we're changing it up, trying to even this out. So this one, this one's a rough one. And I'm going to tell it to you anyway because I did see this one in the headlines when I was looking. This is really, really, really difficult. And it's just based on the title. So this does have to do with the child. If this is not for you, please scroll away or wait a couple minutes. So keep it PG. Nope. Content, we can't keep it PG unless you're talking to the chat. All right, so the title reads, It's Evil. Dad waited for wife and mother-in-law to leave house after heated argument before beheading 1-year-old son. A 28-year-old man in California is accused in the gruesome killing of his 1-year-old son, allegedly using a knife to decapitate the child following an argument with his wife and mother-in-law. I'm not listening. Fair. Andriy Demensky was taken into custody on Friday and charged with 1 count each of murder, assault by means of force likely to produce great bodily injury, and corporal injury to a spouse, records reviewed by Law and Crime show. According to a news statement from the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to a residence in the 7500 block on December 20th at about 4:15 a.m. regarding a family disturbance. Upon arriving at the scene, first responders made contact with an adult female outside of the residence who identified herself as Demensky's wife. The wife told deputies that Demensky had just assaulted her and her mother. Emergency medical personnel transported the wife's mother to a hospital for treatment of injuries described as non-life-threatening. Deputies say they then attempted to contact Demensky, who was still at the residence. However, when they knocked on the door, he refused to answer and surrender peacefully. A short time later, deputies learned that a 1-year-old male child was inside the residence alone with Demensky, and that Demensky had possibly injured the child after throwing him. Fearing for the child's safety, deputies forced entry into the residence and attempted to detain Demensky, who was uncooperative and became physically resistive. As deputies took him into custody, they made the gruesome discovery of a severed child's head in the bedroom where Demensky was contacted and detained. Detectives with the Sheriff's Child Abuse Bureau, which typically handles investigations into murders involving children, were contacted and responded to the scene to take over the case. Following a preliminary investigation, detectives determined that Demensky had initially been involved in a domestic violence incident with his wife and mother-in-law, which led to the 911 call. After placing the call, the two women both exited the residence and waited outside for deputies to arrive. So you left your child in there? Once they exited the residence, Demensky used a knife to do the thing and unalive his 1-year-old son. Demensky was taken into custody and booked into the Sacramento County main jail. He is currently being held in detention without bond. The defendant is scheduled to appear before a judge on Tuesday. The deputies who responded to the scene were visibly shaken, saying it was one of the most horrific things that they had ever encountered. There's no rationale, there's nothing I can say. A GoFundMe page has been set up. The page was formed to help the boy's mother in setting up memorial and funeral arrangements. And that's it. And there's no rhyme or reason. So I know that I saw your question about if the mother was doing things, and I can't answer that because it doesn't even say when he's going to court, unfortunately. But I will follow up with this one. So this was just written on it happened December 20th. So he shall meet his end. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Any harm that you're going to do on a child, period, should not have any leniency at all. All right. Is everyone okay? Tori, are you here? Are you okay, dear? We're here still. Sorry about that Wild, 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 wild. Okay, so the next one is you want to get shot instead. Dad executed son after accusing victim's fiance of withholding information about his wife's affair. And hello, Princess, Miss Phoenix, it's good to see you. A 61-year-old man in Missouri has been arrested after he allegedly killed his son on Christmas Eve, fatally shooting the 26-year-old in front of his fiancée following a dispute about whether they knew about his wife cheating on him. When do we talk about Party Man? Hold. Harold Lester was taken into custody on Tuesday and charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of armed criminal action in the slaying of Kevin M. Ward. According to a news release from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, the fatal shooting took place at about 8:55 on December 24th, 25 miles southwest of St. Louis. Or St. Louis, however you want to say that. Investigators say they believe that during the disagreement between Lester and Ward, Lester retrieved a firearm from the residence and threatened another person before allegedly shooting his son. Authorities did not release details about the incident other than saying that following the shooting, Lester was booked into the Jefferson County Jail, where he remains in custody on a no bond. According to the report, oh my gosh, so sorry, I needed that. Ward and his fiance were visiting his father from St. Louis. At some point during the evening, Lester and Ward's fiance reportedly got into an argument because Lester believed his wife, who was also Ward's mother, was cheating on him, and he believed that Ward's fiance knew about his wife's affair. The fiance told police that Lester accused her of withholding information about his wife's cheating. While arguing with Ward's fiance in front of Ward, Lester allegedly asked her, "Do you want to get shot?" Dr. Strange, hey. Lester then went and retrieved something from his home. Ward reportedly told his fiance to get him a knife and then directed her to run from the home, adding that she should call 911 if something happened. The fiance told investigators that she was leaving when she heard Ward trying to calm his father down. "You're not going to shoot her." The father responded, "Do you want to get shot instead?" Ward's fiance reportedly told police that when she saw Lester fire a single bullet that struck Ward in the forehead, causing him to immediately collapse to the floor. Police also obtained footage from a neighbor's security camera, which reportedly showed Lester raise the muzzle of his gun before it flashes and Ward falls. And again, leave it to this fantastic journalism. That is how that ends. Is what? Hold on, what are you saying? He took out his son due to his wife's infidelity. He should have found someone else. Yeah. Well, he was going to shoot the girlfriend or whatnot, and that didn't happen. So he told her to run. How's everyone doing? Hello, new friends, and hello, old friends. That's crap. I need to Google. It really is bad. Feel free to look up any of these articles. It's all on law and crime. Is that what we're talking about, Carolyn? Because the way it ends is just that. I'm over it. I need to apply for a job. All right, so this one, I don't think it's unaliving by any means. I just think it's abuse. What was his name? Oh, no. Well, I have bad news for you, Allie. Hold on. So I have several tabs open. I think we've done this before. And when I read a article and I kind of check out the chat, let it go. If I don't see anything that I need to go back to, I exit out of the tab. So hold on. Give me a moment. Let me see. bear with me. Hello, Ariel. I only know crime mostly from Scotland or the UK. That's okay, Stephen. I need to look up other places. Allie, bear with me. Can I come back to that for you, if you don't mind? Because, hold on. I thought that was at the top. Women shot. No. Hold on. It was Ward. I know that. Hold on. This is what happens when I'm reading too much and not doing my part. Can we rewind the live? Hold on. Just a minute. Your second name suits you, Phoenix. Well, okay. Allie, I'm going to move on from that. I apologize, but we'll figure that out. All right, so this one does have to do with the child as well. From what I can see from the title, it doesn't look like there's any Toby. It doesn't look like there's unaliving, but it does look like there's some neglect happening here. So, top 3 best singers. All right, so this reads, Mom who abandoned infant in soiled diaper at Hard Rock Casino couldn't remember the baby's age. An Oklahoma woman was put behind bars after allegedly abandoning her baby at a Florida casino. Ruby, 29, was arrested on December 24th after she was tracked down by the staff at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. According to arrest records obtained by Miami, the baby was found alone with a soiled diaper and brought to the bell desk by a group of unidentified men. Tribal officer in the Seminole Police Department responded to the scene and discovered that the baby had been left alone at the bell desk for about 30 minutes before he arrived. The arrest records reportedly stated that Camino, which is the mother, Camino is the sheriff's officer, observed an infant wearing a soiled diaper in a stroller out in the open elements. The 3 men who brought the baby were not identified and left as soon as they dropped off the baby. When the mother, who lives in Bethany, Oklahoma, was eventually found, she was allegedly intoxicated and unable to provide her baby's age. She was identified by her Oklahoma medical marijuana card, and she contacted the father of the baby, who reportedly said he was in Oklahoma and told police to hand the baby over to the custody of the state. Luke, don't be weird. Don't be weird here. Please and thank you. That's not going to fly. The father later reportedly told police he was actually in Orlando, but was unsure if he could come and take the baby. The mother was charged with 2 felony counts of child neglect without great bodily harm, and taken into custody at the North Broward Bureau Jail on December 24th. She appeared before a magistrate judge who issued a $2,500 bond. She is still being held in jail. And police confirmed that the baby was taken in by the Department of Children and Family Services. This is not a dating app. See, at least Phoenix knows that. So that was that. Apparently the mom just left the baby outside in a stroller. That's nice. It is very sad. Very, very, very sad. All right. Do you want me to tell you one that may make you, well, I'm going to tell it to you anyway. This one, I need this because when I tell you this, you're going to be absolutely disgusted. And I did read this article before. Hello, Miss Queen. Shannon, Good to see you. Desi, hello. Anyone that's in here that I missed as I'm reading, my apologies. I love you all. You're amazing. Okay, I'm eating. Okay, Carolyn, how long is it going to be? Because you definitely don't want me to read this one while you're eating. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll move that one to the front of the line. I'll wait. All right, this one reads, no, I'll wait. I'm going to read a different one first, and you'll understand why, because I'll wait. I killed my parents. Body cam shows deputies arrest teen who allegedly murdered family, and he called 911 on himself. I wanted to call you to tell you that I killed my parents, a 911 caller said in the early hours of December 14th. New Mexico State Police say that is Diego Levea, 16. Body cam footage shows Valencia County Sheriff's deputies arriving at the home on Camino in the city of Belen and arresting him. There is a video. Obviously, we're not doing that because I'm right here. When deputies arrived, Diego walked out of the residence with his hands in the air and was extremely intoxicated. He was taken into custody without incident. State police said their sheriff's office counterparts found 4 people dead inside the home: Leonardo, Adriana, Adrian, and Alexander. Each was dead from suspected gunshot wounds. Investigators claimed to find a handgun on the kitchen table. Diego is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. The Rio Communities Fire Department said that the father had volunteered with them as a firefighter, serving for years. According to, this is another one we need to complain about. Kate, is Kate here? Kate, are you here? Hello, Kate, I appreciate you. Pog, how are you? Valencia, shocked and saddened by this unexpected loss. According to New Mexico's law, a serious youthful offender, minors who are at least 15 and indicted for first-degree murder, can be tried in children's court and be given an adult sentence, but they cannot be sentenced to life without the possibility of release or parole. And that is how that ends. So we do not know this man's fate yet, this young boy's fate. We don't know why he did it. This is obviously ongoing. And regardless, he will not serve life for this. So isn't that interesting? That if you are 15 or under and you do some horrific stuff, apparently you get to walk away with it after so much time. Boredom is the first step. Well, hello, White Star. How are you? Hello, Malcolm. All right. Kidnappers stuffed victims in a U-Haul, duct taped their eyes shut before executing them outside an abandoned house. A federal jury in, guess where? Florida, convicted 2 men of kidnapping 3 people by throwing them into the back of a van before driving around for hours and then shooting the victims, killing 2 while the 3rd miraculously survived. James Edward Daniels, 59, and Frederick Eugene Rudolph, 69, were found guilty of conspiracy to commit kidnapping resulting in death, multiple counts of kidnapping resulting in death, and kidnapping, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida. Daniels, Rudolph, and others snatched the victims from a truck yard in Opelika, a suburb of Miami, on December 5th, 2020, and threw them into the back of a rented U-Haul van. The suspects tortured the victims, duct taped their eyes shut, and stole their drugs, prosecutors said. Daniels and Rudolph proceeded to drive around the area with the victims 4 hours before pulling up to an abandoned house and trying to execute the victims. Two of them, later identified as Osmar Olivia, 50, and Johan, 26, died. A third was airlifted to a hospital but survived against the odds, according to the prosecutors. Miami police noted that the victims had also been tied up. Daniels also stole jewelry from one of the victims. The two suspects face up to life in prison when they are sentenced on March 10th. A third man, 56-year-old Herbert Barr, pled guilty to kidnapping on November 26th. Records show Daniels and Rudolph were also indicted on unrelated drug distribution charges in July of 2022. In that case, a judge earlier this year sentenced Rudolph to 11 years in prison and Daniels to 35 months in prison, or just under 3 years. The men were indicted for the kidnapping case in November 2023. Neither is a stranger to the criminal justice system. Daniels' Florida Department of Corrections incarceration history dates back 40 years. Rudolph was on probation for drug-related charge at the time of the murders, records show. I hate this journalism. Oh, I left a crime scene in the bathroom a few moments ago. Dill Dog, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And it's kind of comical that you said that, but not really, because I was actually going to read a article about a woman who left something in the toilet in a bathroom. So I'll wait for that one. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. So I'll wait because it might be a little inappropriate right now. Let's see. All right. Way to be a downer. All right. You know what? You sure? You get it. Dill Dog, here you are. Human-like material in the restroom. Woman declares, I'm not selfish. Tori, close your ears. After startling discovery in fast food toilet leads to her arrest. Old English. What? Yeah, I told you I was gangster. You didn't believe me. Authorities in Texas, this does have to do with an unborn child, please and thank you. Authorities in Texas arrested a woman after she allegedly gave birth inside a 24-hour fast food restaurant bathroom and left the corpse of the baby girl in the toilet. Dill Dog, I hope you're happy. You wanted this. I shall deliver. Court records show Mallory Patrice Straight is facing an abuse of a corpse charge and sits in a San Antonio County jail on a $100,000 bond. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by San Antonio, employees at a Whataburger at the corner of FM 78 and Walsham Road told cops a woman came into the building around midnight Thursday. She reportedly locked herself in the bathroom around 2 a.m. and stayed there for several hours. The manager said the woman could be heard making several noises. Employees gave her water and offered her help. However, she reportedly would not leave. Eventually, they called 911 to have authorities check on the woman's well-being. Deputies with the county sheriff's office arrived and detained the woman. Firefighters also responded to the restaurant and reportedly found human-like material in the restroom. There was a baby girl still in the anemic sack inside the toilet, according to the affidavit. First responders rushed the girl and Straight to the hospital. Doctors pronounced the girl dead. They reportedly determined Straight was about 28 to 30 weeks along in her pregnancy. The baby girl appeared to suffer injuries on her head, suggesting she had been forced down the toilet. At first, responders transported Straight to the hospital. She reportedly said, I'm sorry, I'm not selfish. An autopsy will determine the cause of death and charges could be upgraded if authorities determine she harmed the baby. Like most states, Texas has a safe haven law, also known as the Baby Moses Law. which allows parents unable to care for their babies to drop them off at a fire station or a hospital within 60 days, no questions asked. There you are. Yeah, that's pretty sad though. 28 to 30 weeks. Bye, Phoenix. I hope Dylan is feeling better. I know you were mentioning something there, and my apologies if you weren't able to. I didn't see it. I didn't want to read that one, but Dill Dog made me. So I hope Dill Dog is happy. Not happy, obviously, but it is very sad. Sanal, I appreciate you. Thank you very, 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 very much. All right, so we're going to hear about a disgusting human, an elementary school teacher. Men get a lot of stigma around hitting on or having affairs with their students, right? It's usually the man. All right, are you ready? Elementary school teacher, elementary, keep in mind, elementary. In most places, elementary is kindergarten to 5th grade, or sometimes 6th grade. 5th grade puts you at what? 11? 6th grade is like 12. Just keep that in mind. A Tennessee elementary school teacher who became pregnant with the baby of one victim and had the baby has learned her fate. Alyssa McCommon, who's 38, was sentenced on Friday to 25 years without parole for rape of a child, statutory rape, and sexual exploitation of minors. She was also sentenced to community supervision for life on the Tennessee Sex Offender Registry as a violent sex offender and was ordered to have no contact with the victims. She'll also have her teaching license revoked. These convictions and sentence demonstrate the continuing commitment of law enforcement and the district attorney's office to aggressively investigate and persecute child rape and sexual abuse. We are glad that we were able to finally achieve the closure for the victims and for the families. McCommon, gave birth to the baby fathered by one of the victims, and the mother of that victim has custody of the child. Law and Crime reported a disturbing phone call in which she contacted the victim and said she would raise this baby and love this baby, and I'll do it all by myself. Miss Rainey, hey, how are you? She had been allowed bond in the child rape case, but she was rearrested for allegedly coercion of a witness, aggravated stalking, and harassment. The Covington Police Department said the McCommon used a specific code word known to the juvenile as a code word McCommon would previously utilize to confirm that the juvenile was alone, often before sending nude photographs on Snapchat. In the phone call played in court, McCommon allegedly said, "I will never text you again and you will never hear from me again. Just please don't say anything. I'm under so much stress and I'm so scared all the time," said the caller. "I tried to tell you, when it comes out looking like you, we don't have to talk anymore. Just please, God, tell me you're not going to say anything. I'll never speak to you again." While prosecutors in the Tipton County District Attorney's Office hailed that the call as damning proof that McCommon was pregnant with the alleged victim's child, the suspect attorney, why does it keep saying there's, ooh. Hold on, 2 seconds. Sorry guys, that was red. Didn't mean to interrupt. I needed to unlock the door. Okay. Sorry guys. All right, hailed that call as damning proof that McCommon was pregnant with the alleged. Okay, I read that. You have to go off. What is the actual proof? There was no witness that was presented as a victim or anyone like that to testify that was her. So they're saying whoever that was on the recording was not her. Mason previously said that the defense is frustrated by the witch hunt on social media. She's pregnant, so I'm sure we can figure that out real quick. McCommon was first arrested on accusations. Oh, Lord, you ready for this? On accusations that she raped a boy 12 years old or under in her home in 2021, but the allegations went beyond that. Authorities allege there could be multiple victims that the former teacher befriended by playing video games and interacting with them on social media. Hi. Oh, yeah. What's up, Lopez? Yes, I needed to wear this today. So, interacting with them, social media, and inappropriate photos, and seek out illicit sexual encounters. McCommon taught at Crestville Elementary, according to a local Fox affiliate. She reportedly joined Charger Academy, teaching 4th grade, where she worked when she was suspended without pay on August 24th, 2023. Authorities said that the rape case landed on their radar on the day McCommon was suspended when a parent came forward with the allegations. She ultimately resigned from her job. The defendant found herself in even more trouble while out on bond when she allegedly used an unknown phone number to communicate in code with the victim, suggesting he would regret doing this. The actions of McCommon were not only appalling, but also concerned about this apparent violation of her bond conditions. Due to the nature of the communications, we are concerned others may have been contacted. So that was a 38-year-old elementary school teacher who became impregnated by one of her students. Burn them at the stake. It's not very often you hear about the women. So I wanted to make sure we talked about that one because there's a stigma around it. And she was a 4th grade teacher. That's 10. God. Disgusting. People are fucking gross. I'm sure it would be easy to do a DNA test and prove that the baby's a baby's child. Yeah, I agree, Malcolm. I've seen some stories. Oh, Lily, I love women. Well, congratulations. Some women are trash. It is sick. All right, are you ready for the, Carolyn, are you done eating by chance? I'd like to tell you this fun story. I'm done eating. Okay. I'm not even gonna read the title. Not even gonna read the title. Oh God, I'd never want to eat ever anywhere out in public again. A Colorado judge sentenced a 33-year-old man to 3 years in prison for masturbating outside of coffee shops and ejaculating onto unsealed food in the bakery at the grocery store where he worked. It's all right, I'll give you a minute to digest that sentence. Stephen pled guilty in September to attempted sexual assault on a child and 2 counts of indecent exposure. Sorry. The Larimer County District's Attorney's Office announced Friday. Subi, Susu, how are you? Stephen will be credited for about a year behind bars, meaning he'll be back out on the streets in 2 years. Once he's released, he will be required to register as a sex offender, have no contact under the age of 18, and is not allowed to have unsupervised internet access. Police and prosecutors say they couldn't issue a harsher punishment for Stephen, who was caught masturbating outside coffee shops in Fort Collins to the horror of many, including children, in February. Subsequent investigation led authorities to discover Stephen's depraved actions at the Safeway grocery store where he worked. I understand that this sentencing may not align with public expectation, and I share the view that this man's actions were unimaginable. Unfortunately, things don't always unfold the way we hope. District Attorney Gordon McLaughlin, which Susu, I'm so sorry you're coming into this case. They tried hard to work to get a harsher punishment because the law does not allow for multiple misdemeanor charges to run consecutively. Stephen was originally charged with 14 misdemeanor counts of indecent exposure. Do something about it. 2 counts of attempted indecent exposure, also a misdemeanor, 4 counts of misdemeanor attempted unlawful sexual contact, and 16 counts of attempted sexual assault on a child. The plea deal required Stephen to serve the maximum on the felony charge, which is bullshit, because if he did that, he's getting 3 years. Colorado needs to change the goddamn law. Let's see. His actions have left a considerable mark on our community. Simply put, his actions were so horrific that our current law has not contemplated it. And I hope that we can work with the legislature to ensure crimes like this will be fully covered by the law in the future. What happened to the three strike rule? I don't care if it's a misdemeanor or not. We got to figure something out. Fort Collins police said in a statement that they began investigating reports of indecent exposure by a person showing up at local coffee shops to perform obscene behavior around or in front of employees, some of them minors. Fort Collins police explained in an update to the case against Stephen that since his arrest in February and after a search warrant was executed on his own, investigators found videos in the property of Stephen masturbating and ejaculating on food at Safeway. Take down this address at 1426 East Harmony Road. As we went through the evidence, we realized that there had been many more crimes and many more victims in our community. Stephen worked there for 2 months. Oh, God. And he ejaculated and masturbated on multiple items of food and items of food that were not commercially sealed. After an intensive investigation, detectives were able to locate and notify all impacted victims in this case. And that's the end of that article. Can you imagine if an officer contacted you and said, hey Rainey, how are you doing today? I'm like, oh, I'm good. You know, that baked bread that they make in the bakery? I'm like, oh yeah. Did you eat it? I did. Okay, well, here's what happened. No. Fort Collins is like an hour and a half from you. Oh man. What the fuck am I watching? What's the subject? Crime. True event crime. Typically it's unaliving, but I thought I'd throw in some interesting ones in there today. So I apologize. That's a lot. That is a lot. All right, let's get to the crazy women. Thank you for the. I'm sorry, Tori. Woman shot, husband dead, set his new truck on fire and tried escaping in a kayak. A Texas woman was charged with the murder of her common law husband after police said she set his truck on fire, then tried to escape in a kayak. Carolyn, why? Why did you write that? That's not even funny. Faith Page Goins, 40, was being held at the Calhoun County Adult Detention Center after being arrested on December 23rd. An investigation that spanned 2 counties determined that Goins was the main suspect in the death of her common law husband, Thomas Calverna Jr., 30, who was found in a closet with a fatal gunshot wound to the face. Calverna was found dead on Monday when officers with the Bandera County Sheriff's Office reportedly did a welfare check at the home at the request of the Calhoun County officials who were looking for the alleged victim. County deputies reportedly stated that Goins, became the target of their investigation after she lit a 2024 GMC pickup truck, which belonged to Calverna, on fire near Port O'Connor, which is about 150 miles east of San Antonio, Texas. A witness saw Goins extinguishing herself as she walked away from the truck, the arrest affidavit reportedly states. A gas can and lighter were found near the vehicle. Goins was then found by deputies and an officer from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department as she allegedly attempted to paddle away from the area in a kayak. Police said that Goins had burned injuries to her hand and she had her husband's ID in her possession. The affidavit reportedly stated that Goins told police that she had shot him, with whom she shares a child, and set his truck on fire. She was charged with 1 count of murder in Bexar County, where Calvera's home was located, and 1 count of arson causing serious bodily injury or death. No bond information was available. My ex did that to mine. Oh, Lopez, you made her mad. Did you cheat on her? I'm sorry, I shouldn't ask that. What'd you do? Or was she just crazy? Bob in New Jersey, how are you? Why are you guys talking about pancakes? Are you guys still talking about breakfast stuff? How did they pull her over? Allie, she was in a kayak. How fast do you think you're gonna go in a kayak? They probably got one of those rescue boats to go help people that, like fall into the river, is my guess. What an idiot. Can you imagine? I'm gonna paddle away on a kayak. They're never gonna find me. Oh my God. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. We're over an hour. Should I do one more? Totally up to you. Or we can go, because I'm sure other people want to go live. Who wants to go live? Who's live right now? Beer Gut, Old Man Life. Yes, I'm astonished. She got arrested for arson, and I left town, miles away from her. Yes, but please no children. Did they just happen to have boats? Well, Allie, here's how I see it. It's like they see her on the water, and they can see her. It's not like she's going to go very far. So then they bring in the water team, the water fire and rescue team is my guess. The officer's just walking along the edge of the river. The verdict is out. Gonna keep it private for now. I'm watching you. Content. What is going on with you this evening? Hold on, I gotta look and see what you're up to. Content. Are you drinking? You never act like this. What is happening? Hola. Hey Marco, how are you? Hi. on flat water in a straight line, you can get some good speed going in a kayak. 420. No, I am paranoid. I'm in the state of Idaho. It is illegal here. You could have anything. If you could have anything to quit vaping, what would you want? I'd like to say money, but money isn't that important. I don't think I would want anything. I think vaping is really my only vice in my life. So I don't use drugs. I drink a little bit, but that's going to quit here shortly. And that's all I have in my life. So content, bring it, bitch boy. Reading my punctuation grammar is off today. I'm sure it is. So are the words and the way that they're mixed up in the sentences. You're saying all kinds of crazy things. All right, we're going to keep going. But Miss Tori asked me not to speak about children. So, all right. We'll do this one. This one's another odd case, sort of. 18 and up in this chat, champion. If you're not, move it or get removed. Nothing personal, but we are talking about adult things. Not that children don't know about this, but Rainy, only one crazy thing. Content. They're going to time you out. You know that, right? An Illinois dentist, which, Tori, maybe you've heard this one, who admitted to stealing pain medication from his surgical patients, including anesthesia during painful procedures, was slapped with a prison sentence after he pled guilty. Yeah, I know, Tori. That's why I was wondering if you heard this. Philip M. Jensen, 64, was sentenced to 15 years in prison and a $200,000 fine on December 18th during a sentencing hearing at the U.S. District Court in Central Illinois, where several of his former patients faced him in person. According to a press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Central District of Illinois, Jensen admitted to stealing fentanyl that was meant for his patients, diluting medications, and making false statements on medical records. I'm 30. Awesome, champion. That's all that. Nacho, you're lucky I like you. We don't joke about it either. The accusations began in December 2019 when other staff members at Jensen's oral and maxillofacial surgical practice in Springfield noticed that his patients were moving, moaning, and otherwise showing signs of pain and distress during surgery. Jensen later admitted that he regularly stole fentanyl from his own office, opening the safety caps of vials of the painkiller and diluting them with saline to make them appear full. He'd then glue the caps back on to make them appear sealed. In medical records, Jensen falsely stated that patients were given a full dose. Approximately 99 patients were identified as having suffered as a result of Jensen's actions. The mother of one child patient said that at the sentencing hearing that after going through a surgical procedure performed by Jensen, the child was crying and stated that they felt everything. Another instance presented as evidence against Jensen was one woman who started to wake up during surgery, so Jensen struck the patient in the head with an instrument and completed the surgery, which involved the extraction of multiple teeth, as well as the shaping and smoothing of bones in her jaw, while she was conscious and lacking pain management. The government also presented evidence that Jensen allegedly had a long history of drug addiction. How the fuck can you be a doctor if that's the case? Including attempts at rehabilitation and his choice to take advantage of his own patients in position to obtain drugs that were meant to treat legitimate medical conditions. On top of denying his patients the care they needed, he took steps to cover up what he did. In the end, U.S. District Judge Colleen R. Lawless stated he made a profit from his lies. And goodbye. Jansen was originally indicted in 2022, the same year he had his medical license suspended. He was charged with 20 felony counts and released on bond. He was detained by the U.S. Marshals in July of 2024 after he allegedly stalked and harassed a potential witness. He pleaded guilty in August of 2024 to 2 counts of drug diversion, 2 counts of acquiring a controlled substance by fraud, 1 count of tampering with consumer products, resulting in serious bodily injury, and 2 counts of false statements relating to healthcare matters. In addition to the prison sentence and fine, Jansen was also ordered to repay the government for the costs of an expert witness. What is happening here? Are you guys all flirting with Carolyn? Carolyn, what's going on? I was like, what is happening here? So that happened. Don't threaten me with a good time. Beside all that, he seems like a nice guy. Well, Bob, it's interesting that you're going to, I don't understand how a doctor, right? Let me put this a little bit brighter. I can't see. A doctor who has a drug problem is able to prescribe drugs. How's that work? I don't know. You have a sex offender working as a fucking teacher. How the fuck does that work? I don't understand. Would you like me to read another? Hello. Giuseppe? Is that what it is? I think it's Giuseppe. What drugs? Content, you were too busy fucking flirting. You're not gonna figure out what I just said. I just read a whole damn story about it. Hey, hi, yes. There's an office in Twin Falls, Sawtooth Dentistry. And what about it, Allie? Hi, Wyatt. He yelled at me about the cream-filled donut. I was scared, Rainey. I felt like I was in trouble being yelled at by my mom. I yelled at you about the cream-filled donut. I could not believe you even said that after that freaking nasty dude ejaculating on baked goods. Wyatt, welcome to crime. Hold on. I gotta message her real quick. Sorry, guys. I'm currently doing my crime live right now. I love you. Is everything okay? I'm not hungry for a donut. I don't know. I already exited out of it. Sorry. Do we do one more? Yes. Okay. I heard you, Rainey, but I just love hearing you speak. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. Have fun. Thanks. Okay. Let me message her real quick. Hold on. Wyatt, you're still alive. Great cooking this week. Yeah, I'm sure Wyatt's waiting for me. Maybe. I mean, he can go live whenever he wants. Okay, I made a mistake. I wasn't sure if I read this one because Baxter Heights sounds familiar. I don't want to read that one. I lied. I'm a liar. All right. That's the way it is in Mississippi. Wife kills husband at courthouse after they finalize their divorce. My hand will take 2 weeks to heal. What's my job, Rainey? I run a business for the entire United States and I bartend. Part-time. Well, for fun. I've already cooked, but don't have to go live all the time. Oh, well, in that case, let's just read all the stories. I'm kidding. A woman in Mississippi is behind bars for shooting and killing her husband in broad daylight outside of a busy county courthouse minutes after he finalized their divorce. Tanya Saucier, 49, was sitting in her car and waiting for her ex-husband, James Saucier, to exit the Roll Criminal Justice Center in Poplarville on Tuesday morning. After he finalized their split in court before she gunned him down, according to the Pearl River County Sheriff's Office. Tanya Saucier's divorce attorney told ABC and CBS that the former couple had to go into the Justice Center separately for the conclusion of their divorce proceedings because of their volatile relationship. The meeting for Sauciers and their attorneys with the judge to finalize the divorce proceedings was an impromptu, unscheduled meeting. He said Tanya Saucier, who was charged with murder, used a 9mm handgun with a 15-round magazine to take out James Saucier, as court goers and lawyers, including her own, were at the Justice Center. Owen said there is no justification and no excuse for anybody to open fire on somebody in a public setting the way his client did. Well, no shit, it shouldn't happen in a closed setting either. He and Tanya arrived at the courthouse at around 10 a.m. and James Saucier showed up with his lawyer an hour later. James Saucier then exited the Justice Center just before 1 p.m., according to officials, before being shot. I was handling some paperwork when things went sideways. After the shooting, Tanya was apprehended at the scene and arrested on a single count of murder. Owen, who is also a state representative, blamed what she did on Magnolia State's lax security at courthouses, which he says is a common problem. That's the way it is in Mississippi throughout the state, he said. We've had a really big problem throughout Mississippi with lacking courthouse security. Police reportedly have some funding that they've procured through federal appropriations, according to Maj, that's been set aside to improve courthouse security, though it's unclear how much. There is a recognized need for enhanced security measures there. So it says the family is in shock as well as frustrated and enraged. She was right there with her attorney and shot him 9 to 10 times. She's taken 7 grandchildren's grandfather away from him. He has a daughter and a son. Court records obtained show that James Saucier was indicted in August on charges of aggravated assault and domestic violence with a deadly weapon, but his divorce lawyer insists it was Tanya who was allegedly the instigator and attacker. Regardless of whether James was innocent or not, Owen said, Tanya showed that committing murder is how you handle things. We do not do vigilante justice in America. Yes, we fucking do. Okay, so the courthouse here in Idaho, or at least the one in the major city, Boise, you have to go through, it's just like airport security. I don't know how it is where you guys are at, but you've got the little belt. You have to put your purse up there, and then you have to walk through the metal detector. Doesn't anyone else have to do that? Are you an advocate? I don't know what that said. Shit, CB, was it bad? That's interesting. Okay. Does anyone else have to? Yeah. You all have a strict judicial system there in Idaho. I don't know if it's strict. Why I chose to do that at the courthouse. Well, apparently you can take a gun into the courthouse. Federal building is the same way in Idaho. Yes, I have been to both. I have been inside the federal building and I have been inside the courthouse. Obviously the courthouse many a times, but both of them do have, like I said, the rolling belt. You have to put your bag, just like airport security, and you have to go through the metal detector. It's not like the spinny thing where you have to put your arms up. Fucking Carolyn, you're on one tonight, aren't you? You are a great citizen. Hello, Red. Anyhow, I did not think that courthouses were laxed in that way. Shit, even high schools have a metal detector you have to go through. Can't you have one of those tiny pocket knives that has tweezers and a toothpick? Cord is so bad where I'm at. They do cavity checks? No, they don't, Wyatt. I thought vagina was appropriate. It wouldn't have mattered either way. Prison pocket just made my whole day. Thank you. What wins a fight, a grizzly bear or a lion? Well, we know lions don't win, so I'm going to go with the grizzly bear. At least not the black ones. Carolyn, they call it history in the man's prison. Country boy goes to courthouse for the cavity checks. Yes. Oh man, you are on one tonight. Happy Friday. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate you. Tori, you're really making this difficult for me. Tori, I love you. I appreciate you. There's so many children cases. It's just insane to me. It's just I don't understand it. I don't. Oh, Allie, you're still here. I found it. Missouri man, 26-year-old. Where's his name? Harold Luster, Jefferson County, Missouri. What's with the Hollywood party guy? Holden wants to talk about Diddy. I don't know why, but that's what the Hollywood party guy is about. Did you read the article that the one where the anesthesiologist got caught raping a pregnant woman? No? Where do you find these stories? On the internet. What would be your final meal on death row? Well, I promise you, if I'm on death row, I'm gonna make sure I go all out. That's all I'm gonna say. What would be my final meal? I'd like to cook it myself, because after reading that one about the grocery store, I don't trust anyone at all. The chickens fall out. Yes, Allie, you got it. Harold Luster, Jefferson County, Missouri. You got it. Let's go back to this. Let me see if I can find something without a child. Deadbeat dad. Florida man urinated on graves. She wants a baker's dozen. No, I don't. No, I do not. No, thank you. I don't even know what to think about any of that at all. Oh, let's read this one. A famous TikToker who calls himself a troll and supreme villain with over 14 million likes and 300,000 people following him is facing criminal charges in Arizona for using a can of Hot Shot Ultra bedbug spray to film a social media prank where he sprayed the pesticide on vegetables, fruit, and rotisserie chickens that were available for purchase. Charles Smith, also known on TikTok as Wolfie Coletti, is facing a felony count of introducing poison and misdemeanor criminal damage, endangerment, and theft charges for the December 19th incident at a Walmart in Mesa. Where are we at? Arizona. Who's in Arizona? I know Ellie's in Arizona, but she's in Albuquerque. No, that's New Mexico. Stupid. Who's in Arizona? Oh, we have Arizona friends. Jeremy's in Arizona. Jesse's in Arizona. Smith filmed his face, the pesticide can, and the act of spraying. the Mesa Police Department said in a press release Saturday. He later posted the video online. Jesse said that the video Smith, 27, posted, which he has allegedly deleted, shows him entering a Walmart, take down the address, 1955 South Stapley Drive, and filming his reckless prank by himself. He can be seen spraying the pesticide on lemons, yams, and other produce, according to police. I agree with you, cowboy. Through investigative means and with assistance from the Tempe Police Department, detectives were able to identify Smith as the suspect. Mesa police contacted Smith and he turned himself in voluntarily. During the interview, Smith admitted to the theft and spraying of the pesticide. On his TikTok page, Smith has over 14 million likes with his videos. Police say he referred to himself as a troll in interviews with detectives, and his page describes him as a tycoon creator and supreme villain. 3 of his most recent posts have over 1 million likes on each. A screenshot of a video from Smith's produce prank shows him throwing food away at the Mesa Walmart after he sprayed it. The Arizona Republic reports, with him posting captions in social media posts that said, "Fooled you and promise I threw them away." Walmart Media Relations told the local newspaper that the store's management was informed of Smith's video and the contaminated produce was indeed removed by him and workers. They added that the affected areas were cleaned and sanitized. Let this be a lesson to trolls. Right, Jungle Boogie? I agree with you. I agree. But sometimes vigilante has to show up. Sometimes things happen because you put them out there yourself. I call BS. They didn't clean shit. I agree with you. I remember I was at a Walmart and I was shopping and I was in the produce section. Now, I always wash my vegetables anyway. I am walking down the aisle and one of the workers there picked up a bag of grapes and the bag of grapes fell. So a vine of grapes fell onto the floor. He picked up the vine, put it right back in the bag, and put it right back on the shelf like it was no big deal. So, I'm not going to tell you not to shop at Walmart, but just grow your own shit, apparently. Apparently we need to bake our own baked goods and never buy anything from the store again. Jessie! Where's Jessie? Hello, Jessie. I wash all meats and fruits. I do too. Don't get me wrong. You love my sweater? I know, Jessie. I hung out with people that drink Old E, and it's the most disgusting beer I've ever tried in my life. But it brings me back to the brown sugar days. So I decided to wear it. Plus, it's kind of chilly in the house. So let's see. What's another one without a child? I'll do one more and then I'll let you guys go. I'll let you go and do your thing. I know this is very inappropriate. No more anymore. I don't think so, Tori. So typically how it works is when I'm looking for these stories, it's been 2 weeks since the last time I did my crime. Or yeah, it's been 2 weeks. So I try to go back to where I ended and find articles going forward. Now there are several articles. There's a crap ton. And I don't go through each one because a lot of them do have to do with children. So I try not to have those back to back. I try to just throw in a couple if I can and if at all possible. Jessie, I'm still here. Relax. And a lot of them have to do with politics, so it's not just straight, you're going to go piss my neighbor off. Nice, cowboy. Let me guess. You're going to go find his wife? I love you. Missing mother. Wife shoots and kills husband. Oh, yep, we read that one. What the hell? Oh, let's read about some Aryan Brotherhood. Let's take it racial right now. Rainy, I'll send you another one for next time. Awesome, Subi. I still have a long list of crap I need to do. Shawneetown. Shame. I like even more with your OE hoodie. My old English hoodie. Yeah, right. My old E. Okay. I ain't easy to kill. Aryan Brotherhood leader defiantly vows I'll be back as he gets life in prison for orchestrating murders. I don't know if you guys know this, but northern Idaho is full of Aryan Nation brotherhoods up that way. Two high-ranking members of the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang will spend the rest of their lives in prison for ordering murders and drug trafficking operations from their California prison cells. Ronald Yandell, 62, and William Sylvester, 56, were sentenced Wednesday to 2 consecutive life terms in prison for murder in aid of racketeering and various other Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organizations Act, the RICO crimes, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced in a press release. Yandell Sylvester and a third co-defendant were found guilty in April of RICO conspiracy, conspiracy to murder, murder in aid of racketeering, and multiple counts of drug trafficking. The third defendant is set to be sentenced on February 18th. Yandell was defiant in his court and at his sentencing. Tori, no. And I actually had someone else try to look into that with me as well. And I did not find anything, which I'm very surprised about. But I would like to know if that person has lived in another state. I'm still standing and my life hasn't changed, he said, the San Jose Mercury News reported. I ain't easy to kill and I'll be back before this court can appeal. The indictment spells out crimes spanning 2011 to 2016 using smuggled cell phones. The defendants oversaw criminal activities inside and outside of prisons. Authorities said Yandell was serving 65 years to life for murder and voluntary manslaughter when he ordered a prison hit on August 15, 2015, at a lockup in Sacramento. He offered 2 inmates memberships in the gang if they carried out the killing. About a year after the murder, the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, intercepted calls made by Yandell over a contraband cell phone in which he bragged about directing the murder and sponsoring the killers for membership in the gang. Yandell also ordered that money earned from Aryan Brotherhood criminal activities be directed to support the 2 murderers. Last month, Yandell allegedly pulled an improvised knife on guards, escorting him back to his cell after a medical appointment, according to the California Department of Corrections. The guards were not hurt, and Yandell was subdued by mace. On October 7th, 2001, Sylvester murdered another inmate at the Sacramento prison to earn his membership in the Aryan Brotherhood. The target was a member of a gang marked for death for refusing to recognize the Aryan Brotherhood's authority. Sylvester, serving a life sentence without parole, and another inmate used handmade weapons and surprised the victim with multiple stab wounds to the body. Afterward, he earned membership into the gang. The Aryan Brotherhood is a white supremacist gang formed in the California state prison system in the late 1960s, the FBI said. The Southern Poverty Law Center said is the nation's oldest major white supremacist prison gang and the national crime syndicate. It was founded by Irish bikers as a form of protection for white inmates in newly desecrated prisons. It is the largest and deadliest prison gang in the U.S., with an estimated 20,000 members inside prisons and on the streets, according to Legal and Adversary Group. Oh, okay, Carolyn, 1 month. Have I been doing this for 1 month? Is that what it is? Not a good idea. What's happening? It's good. I gotta feed him. Brother be Homer and this biz. Cuddling with my cat. Hope you have the best day in human history. Okay, Marco, what about tomorrow? That's important too. I hope tomorrow's the best day too. Many of you know I'm not 100% white. If you don't know, you know now. I am half, and my children's father's grandfather, so their grandfather, which they never got to meet him because he died in prison, he had a swastika tattoo on his arm. And I don't know if he was mixed in with the Aryan Brotherhood, but he definitely ran from California to northern Idaho all the time back in the day. Congratulations, Miss Rainey. On what? What are we? Congratulations. What happened? What just happened? Is it 1 month? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, thanks. And he was very much involved on the white side of things, which is pretty crazy. We have an old penitentiary in Boise, old penitentiary, Idaho, the old Idaho State Penitentiary, and their grandfather is pictured in that penitentiary with all of his tattoos, and you can clearly see his swastika on his arm. And he used to tell his son, if it ain't white, it ain't right. So very interesting. And then I came along. So 1 month, is it only been 1 month? That's insane. Hello to Texas. Mario, how are you? I am in Idaho. Yeah, so there's that. Apparently, I don't even want to say me because I never met the man. The man died in prison. But so who's Mexican in my family? My mother. My mother and everyone on my mother's side is all Mexican. So yeah, he was involved in that fun stuff. But I didn't know him. I'd spoken to him on the phone, but I never physically met him because he was always in prison. So, little fun fact about Miss Rainey. Speaking of tattoos, did you get one? What? What'd you get? Are you gonna get one? So that's interesting. It's not something to be proud of, but he was a career criminal, and he ran drugs and all kinds of shit from Cali up the corridor. Did you color your black lion tattoo? Oh, no. No, I didn't. And now I feel defeated. I didn't do it. Was your mom a good cook? My grandmother was a good cook. My mom learned a little bit from my grandmother, but my mom wasn't really around. So, I mean, she could cook. She cooks okay, but I don't spend a lot of time with my mom. I'm like looking at my markers. All I have in here are my expo markers. I'll have to make my son color it. Oh no, I have a whole finger markers in here. I lied. I'm a liar. I've got all the colors. I could do something fun, but they're gonna be like little fine tip ones, so that's not gonna work very well. But anyway, love you. I love you more. California, Texas. Did I miss anything? They didn't take kindly to a long-haired Mexican. Who didn't take kindly? Jesse? Are you saying almost got killed by 3 Aryans? Oh, yeah. So here in Idaho, they have Aryan Nation or Aryan Knights, which is AK. So that is the gang that's in the prisons. Here's the AKs. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Next live. Yes. Who's on the next live? Oliver. Who's Oliver? What are we talking about? Yeah, guys, we're going to end this because I've been on here for 100 minutes, and that's a long time. Cool hoodie. Thank you, Joe. Just see when you going live. You look like Jennifer Lopez. I've heard that my entire life. Thank you, Carl. They're more than J-Lo that's somewhat Hispanic. It must be the earrings is my guess. And I appreciate it, but I don't ever want to be compared to her. I did when I was younger because I loved her, but then she ruined my life. Personally, she attacked me. She ruined my girl crush. Her and both Beyonce. Can't believe those women. Who's next, guys? I don't know who's next, but I love you all. J-Lo is Puerto Rican. She is, yeah. And I'm not even close to being Puerto Rican. When my reading is done, a little later. Jesse, I'm done. I've been on here for quite some time. Usually I like to only do crime for just an hour, but because I checked my YouTube tabs while on the live, I was checking to see who else was on live and if someone else would like to take the lead, and I'm happy with that because it's all about sharing is caring. So, oh yeah, let's pin this. This is Mr. Jesse. Jesse likes to party like a rock star, and he's got long dreads. If you don't know Jesse, Jesse can drink like crazy. And Jesse's super awesome. Jesse is a hoot. Jesse's got a bunch of animals that he loves to share and show us all. And yeah, Jesse's good people. So if anyone would like to subscribe to Jesse, thank you to Carolyn. I pinned his @ at the bottom. How much do I weigh? 326 pounds. 326. 326 pounds. And I'm only 4 foot tall. Why? How much do you weigh? Girl, you don't ask a woman that. That's fine. 326 pounds. Write it down. 170 pounds, I reckon. Oh, Carl, that hurt my heart. I've worked very, very hard. No, I don't weigh 170. Wow, Rainy, we're twins. I'm like, I don't even weigh 170. Dang. I worked my butt off, literally, to not weigh that much. And it's been a long road. So, Thank you for saying I look like I weigh 170 because I don't. Thank you. No, Carl, I don't. I don't know why it matters to you. Very interesting today. Absolutely, Allie. I'm glad I could share my crime finally. I weigh a solid 400. And I weigh 326, Red. I'm 326. You weigh 10 pounds. Yeah, let's not get funny. Your ego weighs 400 pounds alone. How are you doing today? We're doing well. Thank you, Lucas. 150. No, Carl. No. Carl, can you help me understand why this is such a big deal to you? Oh, Allie, thank you for sharing. Absolutely, Tori. I appreciate you for being here. Red is like 120 on a good day. Carl, I need to hear why you need to know how much I weigh. Just curious. 105. God, no. If I weighed 105 pounds, I'd look like I need to be in the hospital. Because I want to buy a dress for our wedding. Oh, Carl. Carl, why I do appreciate the fact that you didn't even ask. There is a beautiful man that is in my profile picture, and that is my person. So I appreciate the fact that you didn't ask and you just assumed that I was available for marriage. So I'm flattered, but the answer is no, thank you. But I'm sure you will find a special someone. And you might want to have a profile picture, and you might want to go on dating apps and not YouTube. So that's just, he's only temporary. No, Carl, I'm pretty sure he's a permanent kind of guy. Temporary would have been years ago. So a man in the profile pic isn't enough to fend off the Sims. No, it's not. That's why I even changed my profile picture from just my face to make sure his face was in the picture, just to ward them off. And it still doesn't help. Still doesn't help. I could be sitting with him. He's next to me. It still doesn't matter. Welcome to the internet. Oh, and by the way, this is what I chose for my nails. We did black and silver, because all I could think about was New Year's Eve. Black and white's like a party. Do I have a daughter? I have a daughter that has lots of firearms, and who has a 6'3", what he likes to call himself, 300-pound father. So, you got me something from my office. Oh, okay. Well, Red, I'm getting off air. Okay, I love you guys. I hope you all are safe. Have a beautiful evening, and maybe I'll do some singing later. I don't know. Red's probably tired, so I doubt he's gonna do that, but maybe I'll coax him into doing it. But tonight was my first crime reading. It was pretty cool. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you. This is typically what I should be doing, and the shenanigans should be a once in a while thing. So, anyhow, I love you all. Thank you. I appreciate you. Come in. You all are great. You're amazing. I hope you have the best day of your life, and I will see you all later. Okay, bye, friends.